Good morning. Welcome to your Saturday morning, early morning intuitive guidance. I'm Dr. Bonnie Nussbaum, America's kick-ass coach and psychologist, here with some words for us today. And a little bit earlier than I thought I'd be because I had got a total balk out of my dog today. It's raining. We go outside. He walks out to the tree in the front, looks back at me, laps up the driveway. That was that. Couldn't get him to go around the backyard, nothing. So much for that. We'll try again later. So, hope you're all having a good Saturday, even though it's only 6:15 in the morning here by me. Not sure what time it is by you. Welcome to whomever just popped on. Cindy. Yep, good morning, waving back. Glad you're here. And I want to do something where we go within a little bit and experience some things today. So I'm going to set that up for us first, and then we'll dive in. Good morning to whomever else just popped on. Glad you are here. Welcome. And our card for today is coming from the Native Spirit deck by Denise Lynn, who is of Cherokee descent. And I love the artwork on these cards. I don't think it says in here who did the artwork, which is unfortunate because it's so pretty. Let's see. It just says all artwork is copied by the artist. Oh, there we go. Cover and card designs, Charles McStravick. Charles McStravick. Nice. I love his images. I think they're very pretty, vibrant. Good morning, Mel. Glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. So again, Native Spirit deck. And if you just want to take a few nice deep breaths, settling into right here, right now, committing to this little pause in your morning just for you. Knowing that it's going to set the stage for the rest of the day, and to take the time for yourself early gives you a whole day of things unfolding beautifully, even when they're difficult. So again, I'm going to have us do a little exercise once we go through the card, and we'll see what you guys think of it. So here's Spirit of Fire. Spirit of Fire, and there is the fire on the beach, the fire from the sun setting, multiple sources. All right, so let's see what happens here. Spirit of Fire, card meaning, transformation. And here's that little statement, 2 words that makes our toes curl and our bellies seize up. Take risks. But what I want to say about that is oftentimes what feels like a tremendous risk on the front end, on the back end, we can look back and go, that really wasn't as big a risk as it felt like. Okay? Take risks. Face your fears. Break out of old patterns and conventions. Good morning, Janine. Glad you are here. We are doing Spirit of Fire today. Just because you've always done something in the past doesn't mean that you need to continue to do it in the future. Try something new. Part of what happens there, I think, is we go mind numb. We go on autopilot, like driving back and forth to work. Because we take the same route every day, we don't even think. We just drive, right? On the one hand, that does conserve some energy. On the other hand, we're really not engaged in life. We're not fully present. We don't. And I still remember the story Diane told me. This is from years ago, after I had suggested, turn your radio off when you're in the car. Just turn the radio off. And she said that she observed a man teaching a visually impaired girl how to cross the street with the white cane, etc. And she said that had a profound impact on her. And she would have missed the whole thing had she had the radio on, because she wasn't paying attention to what was going on around her. Try something new. Change your routines and habits. Again, it can just be something as simple as I'm going to take a different route to work, or I'm going to change the time that I do a specific thing in my routine. Some little thing. Just notice how that impacts the rest of the day. Reach out in new directions. The Thunderbird is rising in you. Out of the ashes come new growth and new beginnings. Your native spirit wants you to know. In native cultures, fire was thought to be a gift from the Creator that carried the power of renewal. Fire can maintain life, and it can destroy it. It is the warmth of the tribal fire, but it is also the thundering lightning bolt cast down from the sky. It can purify and transform, and it can annihilate. Fire represents your life force, the spark of life within you, and also the pure white light within you. The spirit of fire invites you to take some risks and face your fears. We often are reacting to situations because of preconditioned responses based on our self-generating definition of self. We're the ones who have decided, processing input from our entire lifetimes, including childhood, during which we're very concrete in our thinking. So I'll give you just a little for instance. If it always seemed like your mother was irritated with you and you were a pest, an annoyance, an irritation, we look at that through our lenses. It must be about me. There must be something wrong with me. I am an irritation, an annoyance, a pest. Instead of, my mom has 4 kids, she's overwhelmed, etc. We don't have that perspective as a kid, and it comes home to roost. And we carry that way into life. So it's time to look at those preconditioned responses. Every time you change an old habit, even changing to a different breakfast food, good morning, Carolyn, welcome, welcome, it helps you begin to step out of a limiting definition of self. So one of the things that I like to do with that is when you have taken a risk, regardless of how it turned out, but you were willing to take a risk. So let's say, I'm going to make one up here. Let's say you asked your boss for a raise. You were willing to take that risk. Even if she or he said no, or we'll revisit this down the road, or whatever it was, you being willing to take the risk now can become the foundation, the fodder, the soil that grows new things. Well, any woman who's willing to ask her boss for a raise can certainly be willing to do X or Y or Z. So you use that risk that you took as a stepping stone to more risks. Again, it doesn't matter if you got a yes or a no. You being willing to take that step, take that risk, is huge. So any woman who's willing to take herself out to lunch by herself can certainly risk Y, whatever it is. Keep that thing going. Any woman who's willing to ride her bike across town to go to a new coffee house can certainly ask for a raise. Can you see how that works? It's really helpful in terms of getting you out of that limiting definition of self. All right? Purification by fire creates transformation, thus the phoenix, that's where that whole myth came from. Take care to keep your energy in balance. Fire that burns too brightly burns out, but fire that's left to smolder dies. So we want to keep enough airflow there that the fire burns in a healthy fashion, all right? The journey. When you first awaken in the morning, focus on the emerging sunlight. And interestingly, as I jumped on my Facebook here to do this YEMIG, 2 different people had sunrise pictures posted. And I thought, oh, isn't that interesting? And the one was talking about having sat down to write on a novel she's doing, and her reward when she finished the writing for the morning and opened the shade was this beautiful sunrise. Beautiful sunrise. So, let's see here. So looking at that sunlight as it comes up, taking the time to actually watch the sunrise. Watch the sunrise. We'll see what we get this morning given the rain, but imagine that you are breathing in that sunlight. Okay? Gaze unblinkingly into a candle flame. There is a candle meditation that's really cool where you just stare at the candle, then you close your eyes and you imagine that flame there. You'll get an after image and you keep that after image as present as you can. When it fades, then you open your eyes again, stare at the candle flame again, close them up again, see the after image, and just back and forth with that. But it gets you very focused on what it is that you're doing. Focus your awareness on the inner flame within you. By doing this, you're activating the spirit of fire that dwells within you and around you. So I want you to do a little bit of an exercise with that and just have you notice the differences between these, okay? So I want you to just close your eyes. Hopefully you're not driving. Some nice deep belly breaths. And to begin with, I'd like you to imagine that you're sitting in front of a candle taper in a candle holder, and it's lit, and you're just looking at that flame. Some nice, deep, easy breaths. When you exhale, it makes the flame move. Just observing that flame. And notice how that feels to you to be very attentive to that flame. Okay? Then I want you to imagine that you are that flame. I want you to see yourself merging into that flame. Be that flickering flame. Breathing into that. Notice how that feels. Good morning, Joe. We are practicing being flames, being fire. So if you just want to close your eyes and breathe, right now you are a candle flame. So you're at the top of a taper. You are the candle flame, and you flicker with the breezes. Just be that flame. Noticing how that feels. Noticing any sensations that go along with that. Now I want you to be a campfire, a bonfire. Be that. Notice how that feels. It may feel similar to the candle flame to you, or it may feel very different. However it feels to you is divinely perfect. Just being that campfire. Nice deep belly breath. And now I want you to be a forest fire. You are a raging forest fire, consuming all in your path. The wind's whipping you into a frenzy. Be that forest fire. Notice how that feels. Now I want you to be electricity. Imagine how that feels. That may feel very different than the other forms of fire that you've experienced so far. Be electricity. Another breath. And I'd like you to be a bolt of lightning. Experience what it's like to be a bolt of lightning. Now I'd like you to be the sun, the source of a tremendous amount of light. Be the sun. You are the origins of light. Breathe into that. What does that feel like? To be the sun. Another breath. And I'd like you to be the moon, a reflector of light. You're not generating your own light, but you are a reflector of light. What does that feel like? And now I want you to imagine that you are yourself again. You're standing, but you're in the midst of a purple flame, surrounded by a transformative purple flame. And all that you no longer need, all that no longer serves you, including those self-limiting beliefs about you, find out the words that she had here, because she did a great job of describing it. Turn my page back. The limiting definition of self. all aspects of the limiting definition of self burning off in that purple flame. It is a transformative flame. It removes all that you no longer need, purifies the rest, and leaves you in a place of clarity and focus and directness and willingness to engage with what previously may have seemed like taking risks. Now more seems like your divine right path, the next steps to take. So just being in that purple flame for as long as you feel like you need to be there for this transformation to complete. And once it feels like it's complete, I'd like you to step out of that purple flame. And you can just kind of move around a little bit. Notice if anything feels different. And a nice deep breath in and out, returning to the present moment. And if any of you would like to share in the feed, a couple of things. One, the differences you noted between those various forms of light that you were and being in the purple flame. What did you notice releasing? All the flames made me feel good except the forest fire. I felt out of control and unsettled. Awesome, awesome. Beautiful wisdom there, Carolyn. Beautiful wisdom. What about for the rest of you? What did you notice? And with the transformative purple flame, what did you notice? Did you have a sense of what you were releasing? Or did it just feel like stuff was going and you really didn't know what it was? Either way, doesn't matter. Again, it's divine right order, divine right timing, unfolds exactly as it's meant to be. Cool. So you can mess around with this over the course of the day. You might want to sit with a candle. Good morning, Diane. We're just about done. Yes, it is a beautiful deck. I love this deck. So here's our card for today. Spirit of Fire. Spirit of Fire. And the cleansing that we just went through, that we just walked through, is one that you can use over and over again. Either you can watch the video again, or one thing that I really like to do is I'll take my phone and put the video on and record onto my phone the video. So I would have it on my computer. I'd play it on my computer. I'd videotape it onto my phone, and then I have it with me anytime I want to use it. So I might go and sit in the park and watch the water and play that little video for myself. Love the purple flame. Good. And Cindy says, burning off living my life based on what others think. And I'm going to take it even a step further. Based on what you think they think. Oftentimes it's not even what they think, but we've made assumptions, and then we adjust our life accordingly, and we're all mad about being hemmed in, and we're our own jailers. We're the ones who put ourselves in that. Yes, let that go. Let that go. The only person we have to answer to is us. The only person we have to answer to is us. And then Spirit, when timing is right. All right. Have an awesome day. Channel your Spirit of Fire. Mess around with all those different options again. Play with them. See what you notice. See which ones feed your soul. Practice those more often. Maybe you do, like she says in here, when you wake up in the morning, maybe you spend a minute or two being that flame that felt the best to you. Notice that. The purple flame felt like a hug. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That's actually an exercise that I do with a lot of clients in terms of releasing things that no longer serve them. Especially that limiting self-view. I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't. Burn that all off. Let it go. Have an awesome day. We'll see you again tomorrow. Remember, you are capable of far more than you think you are, including embracing all of these changes we just went through. Bye-bye.